Good afternoon, and we'd like to welcome you on behalf of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame to the famous SJC Boxing Gym here in Fort Myers, Florida. I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be with us this afternoon. We know many of you traveled a pretty good distance, and it is very much appreciated to have you here. I'd like to introduce a member of the founding 2009 class of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. He's also our host today, the owner and head trainer here at SJC Boxing, and he's the vice president of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame, Mr. Steve Canton. The future success of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame is having returning members of previous classes take part in our ceremonies and our Hall of Fame weekend, and we're very pleased to have a number of members of the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame classes that are here with us today. Highly respected boxing historian, writer, photographer, recently named the new president of IBRO, the International Boxing Research Organization, from the class of 2014, Mr. Don Cogswell. Also from the class of 2014, one of the top boxing writers in Florida history. And I mentioned during his induction last year that you go to any big fight in the state of Florida, especially in South Florida, you will always see this guy sitting at ringside doing his job, and he does it so very well. From the class of 2014, boxing writer Santos Perez. We have with us this afternoon one of the biggest promoters not only in Florida boxing history, but in the world. He has promoted great fights all over the world. President of All-Star Boxing Promotions, has a great series on Telemundo, very, very successful, and we are very happy that he followed his father, who was first inducted in the Hall of Fame. He followed his father last year in 2014, Mr. Felix Utico Zavala Jr. He's probably the top boxing trainer from Cuba. He has trained multiple world champions and still stays active today. And we are very, very lucky to have him with us. We appreciate him being here. From the class of 2013, Roberto Quesada. And from the class of 2011, he was a top amateur fighter in his day, went on to become one of the great trainers in boxing in the state of Florida's history. He is also the one individual who has the burden of being mistaken on many occasions for the legendary actor Paul Newman. And he's also one of the most entertaining individuals that you will ever see or hear. We are very lucky to have from the class of 2011, Mr. Dwayne Simpson. At this time, I would like to turn things back over for just a moment to our host for this afternoon. Again, from the class of 2009, the founding induction ceremony class, I'd like to welcome the head of SJC Boxing, Mr. Steve Canton.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's have a round of applause for the greatest ring announcer in boxing today, fellow member of the Hall of Fame, Bob Alexander. He is the best. Thank you, Bob. Just a few words I want to say. First of all, SJC Boxing this March will be in Fort Myers 26 years. It's hard to believe. 26 years in this city, and in this building 5 years. And from the original beginnings, Oscar Montilla is here today. He started with us 26 years ago. And there's Oscar in the back. He was the Army Olympic champion. Still works with the kids. Thank you, Oscar. We became a nonprofit in 1992, 501c3. And we exist mainly on gym donations and a few gym dues, and for the support of some people like Charlie Pichette, who was here earlier, Phil Spencer, and a lot of other people that are here in the room. We thank you very much. There is a donation jar on the desk. One of the things that we want to talk about briefly is boxing is for many people. Some that follow it as a career. And we've had 10 world champions that we've trained from this gym. Those pictures are on the wall. We have had many people that fought as amateurs and never will go pro, never wanted to go pro. And other people who never will fight competitively but gain valuable life lessons. In that group, Rock Featherstone started 1 year ago. He was at the open house last year and was inspired. His father, Chris, brought him in to start training. His report cards, I'll let him say something, but his report cards, he's straight A's ever since. Come on up, Chris and Rock. Say a few words and what this means to you and what happened last year when you were here at the open house.
About a year and a half ago, my father-in-law became very ill, and my wife had to go to Peru to take care of him and my mother-in-law. And so me and Rock were kind of stuck together without her. And my son had always gotten some A's, but a lot of B's and a few C's. And we're kind of looking for something to do, winding down from some martial arts, and we came in here. I used to box as an amateur a long time ago. And I wanted my son to have the discipline of boxing. So we came in here and slowly my son's grades started to improve after the first month. And after about 4 months, they really started to improve. And he just started high school this year and he's got straight A's so far. And we have one rule that he can't come here unless his homework is done. So he has to learn about time management, and I think he's pretty well learned that. So he's doing real well. And I thank Mr. Ken for that and everybody else here.
Well, ever since I started boxing here about a year ago, it's every single day I come here, it's just been an absolute blast. Like everyone I met here has just been incredibly friendly and extremely helpful, especially Mr. Canton, and learned a lot about boxing and such, and especially sparring was also I got a chance to learn a lot about boxing, and even with Mr. Canton's book, I got a chance to read some about famous historical boxers. But I guess my favorite part about boxing is sparring. And usually I get a chance to spar with some different people, but especially mostly Thomas. He's in the back over there. He's been extremely helpful in beating me up every day.
Oh, Don wants to say a few words? Okay. He's doing, huh?
Surprise for me, too. I've been coming to the Tampa event for, I don't know, I guess the last 5 years, 6 years. And every time I come home, I'm coming home to Tampa and the Boxing Hall of Fame. I think it's the best state Hall of Fame in the country. It's beautifully run. The sacrifices and efforts made by the people that have all been introduced that are involved with it, just tremendous, and it's been an honor to me to both be an inductee and to just participate in any way I can every year. Thank you.